Well, hello and welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Ivan, and this is the class of the week for the topic of the week. And the topic this week is something I'm calling action tracking. We're going to dig deep and take a look at what that's all about. But of course, we're going to go here first. We go to $100,000 haircut, or today is Monday. It is March 8th. Let's find March 8th, day 67 of the year with 298 days remaining in the year. Put the lighted outdoor sign on a timer. You miss many marketing opportunities every time you forget to turn on the outside lighted sign. You waste electricity every time you forget to turn it off. Your outside light should be on a timer. The timer should be altered to adjust for the time of year and daylight savings time as well. This is a simple thing that simply makes sense. A business with no sign is a sign of no business. There's also the idea 24/7, 365. The sign should be on because for the very little cost of the electricity, the attention it generates, the exposure you get, and people seeing you and knowing who you are, what you do, and where you do it can be very, very valuable. So outside light on a timer, that's your $100,000 haircutter tip of the day, paper, digital, and audio. On the Patreon page, get your tip every single morning. 6 a.m. Central Time. They post up and they go live and they are accessible for you. So let's talk about action tracking. If you know me, if you've seen me, if you listen to me, you know I love to talk about tracking. Whether it's in videos, live classes, one-on-one coaching, I am a tracking fiend. I want to know what happened. I want to know the numbers of the basic statistics and metrics of the business that we do every single day. I'm known for the sayings, to know your numbers is to grow your numbers, and that which gets measured gets improved. It talks about the power of tracking. And yeah, I know there are some people that are hesitant to track. There are some people that don't. There are some people that won't. One of the reasons I've come across is there are people that don't want to track for fear that the numbers will be low. The numbers will be embarrassing. The numbers will reflect poorly on them. You got to start somewhere. And everybody's numbers at the beginning of their tracking are lower than they are later. Again, as you know, you grow. So whenever you start tracking, at whatever level you track, yes, your early numbers are not going to be your best numbers. And that part and parcel of why you track. Now, the issue I want to address here is tracking, as we traditionally talk about rate of occupancy, repeat request rate, total sales, retail sales, average ticket, all the things I love to talk about, rebook rate. These are statistics that measure what happens. These are statistics that are all about analysis after the fact. And while I think that's great, one of the challenges to tracking what happened already is once it has happened, there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing I can do to sell more last week. There are things I can do to sell more this week and next week, but tracking in and of itself is a rearward facing activity. It's about looking back. It's about looking behind you. To some extent, you can say by the time you track it, it's too late. It already happened. That doesn't make tracking a bad thing, but it definitely makes tracking a historical thing. So what I want to talk about in what I'm calling action tracking is the idea not of tracking what happened, but tracking the things you are doing that make things happen. The things you are doing in the here and the now, right now, that are going to lead to the larger numbers on the backward-facing tracking. So let me give you some idea about what I'm talking about. Tracking the things that we do that result in our success. Now, if you've listened to me, you know I love to talk about the 500 Business Card Challenge. Passing out 500 business cards in a month. Comes out 17 or 18 cards a day, every day for 30 days. I'm talking now about the idea of recording the pass out cards. How many cards did you put out there? Let's say you commit to doing the 500 Business Card Challenge, and let's say you fall short. You don't get rid of 17 cards a day. No problem. Just track what you really did. 4 cards today, 3 cards today, 4 cards yesterday. 4 cards today. Track the real numbers. What about thank you notes? You guys know I'm a big advocate of handwritten thank you notes. Writing down, marking down, accounting for, and tracking the thank you notes that you send. Things like passing out cards and things like sending thank you notes will result in higher sales. Things that haven't happened yet. People that haven't bought yet, that haven't sent friends yet. These things are going to happen. Social posting. Many of you use social media. Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter as ways to drive your business, drive your awareness. What about tracking your social posting? I want to tweet once a day. I want to Instagram once a day. Whatever those numbers are, but measuring it, tracking it, accounting for it, making sure it happens. What about outreach actions? Whatever it is that you do to generate business, visiting local businesses, meeting with community leaders, participating in Chamber of Commerce events. There's so many things you can do. My marketing books, Big and Bigger, are filled with actions you can take, but we're talking about accounting for them. Asks. How many people did you ask to buy a bottle of stuff? Or bottles offered? How many times did you offer someone the opportunity to purchase a piece of take-home hair care product? Tracking the action steps. This is what I mean by action tracking. Tracking the things that you're going to do. Now, excuse me. Let's take a look at what you do as you build the habit of action tracking. What I think you do to get started is you pick your elements. Cards given away, thank you notes sent, bottles offered, whatever it is you're going to track. And track them for a month. Just be consciously aware of adding them up. Don't be focused on driving these things. Just be consciously aware for a period of a month of how much of these you do. Use a piece of paper and hash marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Any way you can, add them up per day, per week, and for a month. At the end of the month, you can look at what you've done, and you can use that to establish a base. This is what I know is happening. For instance, I passed out for the last month an average of 3 business cards a day, every day. That's 15 in a 5-day week. That's 45, 60 in a 4-week month. 60 cards for the month, 15 cards for the week, 3 cards for the day. That's our base. We know that's been happening. Based on that, we can set a reasonable goal, a SMART goal. Remember SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Our SMART goal. Our SMART goal might be 6. Not the 17 that is the 500 business card challenge, but 6 cards a day, 5 days a week. 18 times 4 weeks, 72. There's your goal. From 60 to 72, it's a bump. Not a big bump, just a bump in putting out cards from, I think, 36 to 72, or wherever we were, 30 to 72. But use month 1 to establish that base, then set a goal, and in month 2, work to the goal. After several months, perhaps at the 6-month mark, reassess that goal. Have we been hitting that goal consistently? Is it time to nudge that goal up? We're forward tracking the thinking of what we're doing that's resulting in the backward looking tracking of our statistics. Hold the goal, hold on to the goal for a while. Use the goal for a period of time, and use the goal as a way to determine what I call your magic numbers. Now, here's where we combine action tracking, forward-thinking action tracking with rearward-looking tracking. Here's what I mean. You've tracked your statistics. You've tracked business cards passed out, thank you notes sent, social posts put out, and retail products offered. You've been doing that consistently. You've been meeting your goals for that, and it's been generating a certain amount of income. You're now making this much money in average ticket, in total dollars per day, per week, per client, whatever. You're using your forward tracking to get the job done. You're using your backward tracking to assess it. Now, what you'll find at some point is the magic number of, if I put out 6 business cards a day, and I send 2 thank you notes a day, and I offer product to 10 people a day, I will earn this much. I will have this much occupancy. The results of those actions. Now, here's where you can tie forward-thinking action tracking and rearward-looking statistical tracking together, because now you can do simple algebra. If I did this, this, and this, and I got this as a result, if I want to double my result, I have to double my actions, approximately. Now you can say, in order to hit this kind of productivity number or this kind of an occupancy number, I need to put out this many cards, this many thank you notes, this many bottle offers, and this many social posts. You now use the combination of action tracking and reflective tracking as a way to powerfully build and grow your business. This is why I love tracking so much. This is why I want to help you be a better tracker. Thank you for being a part of the Patreon community. Thank you for watching the video. Remember, the podcast is out there. The text blog is out there. You have access to this complete playlist right here on YouTube. These are exclusive videos available only for members of the Patreon community. And refer a friend. You've got to know somebody in the business who's got to know this information. Send them my way. Let's hook them up. And of course, as always, there's gifts for those people who bring new members into our online community. I'm Ivan Zoot. Thank you so much for being here. I want you to be a $100,000 hair cutter, and these are some of the things we're going to do to make it happen. Have a great day. Have a great week. We'll see you again next week on our Topic of the Week video right here on YouTube for the Patreon community. Have a great day.